Welcome to Munich, where BMW is giving us a preview of its future cars. But unlike a lot of the concept cars that BMW has given us for the past couple of years, this one is very near future. Welcome to the BMW Neue Klasse. That means new class in German. And that's basically a preview of the cars that BMW says will be coming to the road as soon as 2025, so less than 2 years away. This is an all-electric platform, all battery-powered going forward. And BMW says that this gives them a lot more efficiency, a lot more range, and a lot more energy density, saying upwards of 20 to 30% more range from an existing size battery pack, thanks to new chemistry, new density, and some new construction techniques as well. They're not getting into a whole lot of details on that, but we can talk a lot about the design. And this is pretty striking. There are really two key elements that define a BMW when it comes to the styling language. One being the kidney grills up front. And though those are radically different here than on current BMWs, they are there, but now they're spread horizontally and they run the entire width of the front nose, even encompassing the headlights. In fact, it's a little hard to say where the grille ends and the headlights begin because it's all kind of one piece here. But interestingly, there's a lot of depth to this, and BMW says that this is actually an interaction pane, basically a way for the car to signal to you, the driver, to welcome you, but also to signal to pedestrians going forward. Interestingly, something that you don't see up front is any sensors. BMW says this car will be capable of level 3 self-driving, which is basically monitored self-driving on the road, which means it's going to have a LiDAR sensor in here somewhere, but they've gone out of the way to make sure that it is hidden. Radar sensor will be in here somewhere too, plus ultrasonic and everything else that you need for a modern self-driving or at least driving assisted car. Let's take a walk around to the side. You can see the other major styling point that defines a BMW is what's called the Hofmeister kink, which is this little kink here on the glass. It's a real minor point, but that is ultimately a defining factor for BMWs, and it is carried on to this car here. But everything else, as you can see, it's pretty radically different, especially as we come around to the back and take a look at the taillights. This is a very different sort of layout than we've seen on any BMW and a lot of other modern cars too. Most modern cars these days are taking advantage of LEDs to have smaller taillights or integrated into the design, but not here. Look at these two giant looking taillights that are kind of almost 1980s style, a little bit retro-futuristic here. These actually use 3D printed components to provide a lot of depth and internal reflection. And again, BMW says that these will be able to be used as communication. You can customize the animations on here. And again, a way to welcome you as you come to the car or signal to those outside the car. And as you can see, again, pretty radical, different design, but a big diffuser down here, which points to some motorsport intentions, which BMW says this will still be a fun car to drive. And then we got to look at the interior as well. Unfortunately, this is just a concept, so I can't open the door, but this is going to be a pretty substantially different thing than what we see on the road right now. Now, the seating position is interesting. 4 discrete seats, and the seats up front mount to the floor in one place with just one bracket, meaning there's a lot more floor space for legroom, that kind of thing. But more significantly is the interaction that the driver and the passenger will have within the car. There is a touchscreen in there, which is in the normal position, kind of in the middle between the seats. It's parallelogram shaped, which is something different. But more significant is the heads-up display, which runs the entire width of the glass. BMW showed this in concept form at CES recently, but this is said to be the production version, which will come to the production version of the car again in 2025. Meaning you'll have a full-width heads-up display. You're looking at navigation information, points of interest. They'll pop up on the display, overlaying what you're seeing on the road, which should be a pretty significant change in how we interact with our vehicles. All that will be controlled through a thumb pad on the right side of the steering wheel or through voice interaction as well. This will be a whole new generation of BMW's iDrive system, which has been on the market for a long time. And finally, BMW says there will be e-ink panels integrated into the glass here on the side. We saw that showy e-ink car at CES last year that changed colors and designs and displays dynamically. This won't be so radical. It won't cover the entire car, but it will allow us to have basically interactions here, signals to the drivers who come up, where to unlock the car, biometric information, that kind of thing too. Here you can see all that coming together for the Neue Klasse's so-called welcome mode. The headlights and taillights glowing and animating, the e-ink displays pulsing, all encouraging you forward and into the car. And in this animation, we can get a much better look at how that centrally mounted touchscreen and heads-up display work together to create a seamless experience. Things selected on the touchscreen are cast up onto the windscreen, and instead of having a traditional gauge cluster, speed and safety information are likewise projected right up there on the glass. It's simple and it's beautiful, and while I am a little bit curious about how visible it'll be in direct sunlight, I think this looks a lot more clean and engaging than just about any other combination of displays on the road today. Now, one point about the car itself: though this is a sedan, BMW is well aware that the market is trending more towards compact SUVs these days. Company representatives told me that this will actually be the foundation of 6 different vehicles. One will be a sedan like this, but there will also be an SUV. BMW didn't specify what the other 4 cars will be, but you can bet that there'll be at least one more SUV in the mix. Again, all built on the same platform, same battery technology, same motors that are underpinning this Neue Klasse that you see here. As to which will come to market first, that we don't know yet either. So again, this is just a concept, but BMW does say this is coming to the road in 2025. So a vision of the future, but a closer future than we've been seeing lately, and I'm excited to see these on the road.